The courtroom doors burst open. Bang. Everyone spun around. A woman stood in the doorway. Elegant, confident. Designer clothes. Expensive black dress, heels, perfect makeup. Beautiful Korean woman in her mid-20s with pale porcelain skin. Alluring dark eyes, long straight black hair in waves, heart-shaped face, red lipstick, high cheekbones. Sienna's face went white. Her hands flew to her mouth in shock. Tae-Hyun's eyes went wide with disbelief. "No," he whispered. "It can't be." Because walking down that courtroom aisle, head held high, was Sio Yun, the woman who had orchestrated Sienna's kidnapping months ago. The woman who hired thugs to eliminate her rival. The woman Tae-Hyun had spared instead of killing, told to leave and never return. She was the last person either of them expected to see. The judge looked up. "Who are you?" "This is a closed proceeding." "My name is Sio Yun, Your Honor." Her voice was steady, clear, no hesitation. Daughter of Yu Sang-woo, former business partner of Lee Dong-wook. The prosecutor jumped to his feet. "Your Honor, this witness wasn't on any list. This is highly irregular." "I have critical information about this case," Sio Yun interrupted, walking forward with purpose. "About Lee Tae-Hyun's character, and about his father's illegal operations. Information that will prove you're holding the wrong man." The courtroom erupted in whispers. Judge banged gavel. "Order! Order!" Silence fell. The judge studied Sio Yun carefully. "This is most unusual, but if you have relevant information," he gestured. "Approach." Sio Yun walked down the aisle, past Sienna without looking at her, past the defense table where Tae-Hyun sat in complete shock, took the witness stand, placed her hand on the Bible. "Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?" "I do." She sat, looked directly at Tae-Hyun, and said clearly, for everyone to hear, "Lee Tae-Hyun once spared my life when he had every reason to end it. Today, I'm returning the favor." Oh my God, you guys. This is it. This is the finale, the final chapter of Sienna and Tae-Hyun's story. After 9 parts of drama, tears, danger, and epic love, we're finally here. If you're new here, welcome to the finale. Check the description below for the full playlist because you need to see how we got here. Trust me, the journey is insane. And listen, do not leave until you turn on notifications and subscribe because I have something special for you. A brand new story about 19-year-old Naima, a pastor's niece, and a hot Korean Mafia heir that is going to blow your mind. You do not want to miss that. But first, let's finish Sienna and Tae-Hyun's story the right way. Will Tae-Hyun go free? Will they finally get their happy ending? Everything gets answered today. This is part 10, the finale, and it's going to be beautiful. Let's dig in. The prosecutor looked furious. "Your Honor, I object to this witness. She has clear bias." "Let her speak," the judge said. "I want to hear what she has to say." Sio Yun took a deep breath, looked at the packed courtroom, then began, "Several months ago, I orchestrated an attack on Sienna Johnson." Her voice didn't waver. "The woman carrying Lee Tae-Hyun's child. I was obsessed with him, wanted him for myself. So I hired men to kidnap her, to eliminate her." Gas throughout the courtroom. Sienna's hand tightened on her pregnant belly. "Lee Tae-Hyun discovered my plan. He rescued her, fought off the men I'd hired, saved her life. And then?" the judge asked. "And then he had me, completely at his mercy." Sio Yun's eyes never left Tae-Hyun's. "I was defenseless, cornered. He could have killed me, should have killed me. Any man in his world would have. Any criminal would have eliminated the threat permanently. But he didn't? No, Your Honor, he didn't." Her voice softened slightly. "He looked at me and said, 'Leave, disappear, never come back. If I see you again, I won't be merciful.' And then he let me go. Let me live. Let me start over." Murmurs through the courtroom. The prosecutor: "That's a touching story, Miss Yu. But how is this relevant? Because it shows his character. Sio Yun's voice cut through the room like a blade. You want this court to believe Tae Hyun is a criminal like his father. But a true criminal would have killed me, would have buried my body where no one would find it, would have eliminated every trace of the threat. She leaned forward. Tae Hyun chose mercy, chose to let me live and give me a chance to change. That's not the action of a monster. That's the action of a good man. The prosecutor was sweating now. Ms. Yu, regardless of this anecdote, we have financial documents connecting the defendant to... Those documents are forged. Silence. Complete, absolute silence. Sio Yun pulled a USB drive from her purse, held it up. My father was Lee Dong-wook's business partner for 20 years. I have access to the real records. Everything is on here. The prosecutor's face went pale. Years of communications, Sio Yun continued, her voice gaining strength. Business deals, financial transfers, and most importantly, proof that Tae Hyun's signatures on those illegal documents were forged without his knowledge or consent. That's impossible. Furthermore, she spoke over him, I have recordings, conversations between my father and Lee Dong-wook, discussing how to keep Tae-Hyun out of the illegal side of the business. They specifically talked about forging his signature on documents to make it look like he was involved, for leverage, for control. She held up the USB drive. It's all here. Dates, times, bank accounts, audio files, video recordings, everything. Tae Hyun was never involved in his father's criminal enterprises. He built his own legitimate security company. He explicitly refused to participate in illegal activities. And when he discovered what his father was doing, he actively sabotaged those operations to destroy them. The judge took the USB drive. Bailiff, have the court IT examine this immediately. Minutes later, the courtroom's large screen lit up. Documents appeared. Audio files, video recordings. Lee Dong-wook's voice filled the courtroom from a recording dated 2 years ago. Tae-Hyun refuses to be involved. The boy's too noble for this world. We'll have to forge his signature if we need his name on anything. Another voice. Yu Sang-woo, Sio Yun's father. What if he finds out? He won't, and if he does, we'll handle it. But my son will not be part of this. I won't allow it. More recordings. More documents. Financial records showing Tae-Hyun's company completely separate. Evidence of Tae-Hyun actively sabotaging shipments, leaking information to competitors, disrupting his father's operations. The prosecutor was visibly panicking now. The defense attorney jumped up. Your Honor, this evidence clearly exonerates my client. Tae Hyun not only wasn't involved, he actively worked to dismantle his father's criminal empire. The judge studied everything carefully. Long, tense silence. Sienna couldn't breathe. Hand on her pregnant belly, tears streaming down her beautiful dark face, praying, please, please, please. Yeonsu gripping her hand so hard it hurt. Jiwoo barely breathing. Tae-Hyun sitting very still, staring at Sio Yun, unable to believe she was really here, really doing this. Finally, the judge spoke. Based on this new evidence, it is abundantly clear that Tae Hyun was not only uninvolved in his father's criminal enterprises, but actively worked to dismantle them. He picked up his gavel. All charges against Tae Hyun are hereby dismissed. Bang. He is free to go. The courtroom erupted. Sienna screamed, a sound of pure joy and relief. Yeonsu sobbing, pulling Sienna into her arms. Jiwoo jumping up and down, crying. Media going crazy, cameras flashing. Guards rushed forward, unlocked Tae-Hyun's handcuffs. The metal fell away. He stood slowly, rubbing his wrists, staring at Sio Yun in complete shock. She saved him. The woman who tried to destroy his life just saved it. Sio Yun stood from the witness stand. Their eyes met across the courtroom. She gave him the smallest smile, mouthed, "We're even now, Oppa," then turned and walked toward the exit. "Wait," Tae-Hyun called out, but she was gone. Disappeared into the crowd. Sienna was running toward him now, as fast as a 6-month pregnant woman could run, sobbing, belly bouncing. Tay Hyun! He turned just in time to catch her, pulled her into his arms, careful of her belly, held her so tight, both crying now. You're free, she sobbed into his chest. You're free. You're free. Because of her. Because she came back. I can't believe it. After everything she did, she had a debt, and she paid it. He pulled back, cupped Sienna's face in both hands. It's over, baby. It's finally over. They kissed. Desperate, relieved, grateful. His family surrounded them, on Yeonsu, Jiwoo, all crying, all holding each other. Free, finally, completely free. That same afternoon, a different hearing, same courtroom, but this time, the defendant was Lee Dong-wook, powerful, intimidating Korean man, early 50s, who once commanded fear with just a look, now destroyed. Pale skin, now sallow and gray. Harsh, sharp features gaunt, cheeks sunken. Cold, calculating eyes now vacant and empty. Graying black hair now completely white and unkempt. Strong build now thin, frail. The orange prison jumpsuit hung off his body. He looked like he'd aged 30 years in 2 months. Nothing remained of the man he'd been. The courtroom was packed again. But this time, no one was there to support him. Just spectators, hungry for his fall. Media cameras recording his destruction. Tae-Hyun sat in the gallery, not in handcuffs anymore, free man now, watching his father's sentencing. Sienna beside him, hand in his, her pregnant belly pressed against his side. The judge read the charges. Lee Dong-wook, you have pled guilty to the following crimes: first-degree murder of Park Mi-soo, money laundering, weapons trafficking, bribery of public officials, corruption, fraud, conspiracy, and numerous other offenses spanning 2 decades. The list went on, and on, and on. Dong-wook stood there, shackled, showing no emotion. Just empty. How do you plead to these charges? Guilty. His voice was hollow, broken. Guilty to everything. No fight, no defense, no excuses, just acceptance. The judge looked at him with something almost like pity. Lee Dong-wook, for your illegal enterprises, money laundering, weapons trafficking, bribery, and related crimes, this court sentences you to 45 years in federal prison. Dong-wook didn't react. For the murder of Park Mi-soo, beaten to death in a crime of passion, this court sentences you to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. Bang. Gavel. These sentences will run consecutively. Lee Dong-wook, you will spend the rest of your natural life in prison. You will die there. Still no reaction. He just nodded slightly, accepted his fate. Guards moved forward to take him away. As they did, Dong-wook's vacant eyes found Tae-Hyun in the gallery. Their eyes met, father and son, one free, one imprisoned forever. Dong-wook's lips moved slightly. Not quite a smile, but something close, almost proud. Then the guards pulled him away, out of the courtroom, out of Tae-Hyun's life, forever. Tae-Hyun watched him go, felt nothing. No satisfaction, no joy, no revenge fulfilled, just empty. Sienna squeezed his hand. Are you okay? I don't know. He was a monster, but he was still my father. I know. He destroyed so much. So many lives, including almost destroying ours. But he didn't. We survived. We're here. We're together. Tae-Hyun pulled her close, kissed her forehead. Let's go home. I want to get out of here. Me too. They stood, Sienna heavily pregnant, Tae-Hyun thin from prison but free, and walked out of the courtroom together, into their future. Over the next week, the Korean government seized everything. Federal agents swarmed Lee family properties like locusts. The family mansion, agents everywhere, taking inventory, boxing up assets, seizing computers and files. All properties and businesses purchased with or connected to illegal funds are now property of the Korean government. They had warrants. Legal authority? Everything documented. Park Yeon-soo stood in the foyer of her home, arms crossed, watching calmly. Transformed completely from the traditional submissive wife she'd pretended to be. Now, powerful businesswoman in sharp designer suit, hair in severe bun, cold, intelligent eyes watching everything like a hawk. An agent approached her. "Mrs. Lee, we're seizing all assets." "I'm aware." Her voice was ice. "I've prepared everything you need." She handed him a thick folder. "These documents separate the legitimate businesses from the illegal ones. Everything is clearly marked. You'll find I've been quite thorough." The agent blinked, surprised. "You prepared this?" "I've had 20 years to prepare." Her smile was sharp. "I knew this day would come eventually. I made sure my family would survive it." She showed them exactly which businesses were clean. Tae-Hyun's security company, completely legitimate. The family mansion, purchased before criminal activities began. Certain real estate properties, legally purchased decades ago. Some offshore accounts, cleaned and legitimized years ago, and which were dirty, everything connected to weapons, money laundering operations, bribery schemes, illegal imports, exports. The government took the dirty businesses, but couldn't touch the legitimate ones. Yeon-soo kept enough to remain wealthy. Not as wealthy as before, but still rich, still powerful. After the agents finally left with truckloads of seized materials, Tae-Hyun found his mother standing alone in the now half-empty mansion. "Mom?" She turned, her elegant face calm. "We'll be fine. I made sure of it. You've been planning this for years. I knew your father would eventually fall. Men like him always do. I made certain we'd survive his destruction." She handed him another folder, thinner, more discreet. "These are the remaining assets, the clean ones. Not much compared to what we had, but enough." Tae-Hyun opened it. Bank accounts, property deeds, investments, approximately $50 million USD worth. Hidden, clean, legal. "What should we do with it?" he asked. "That's up to you. You're the head of this family now." Tae-Hyun thought about everything that had happened. The violence, the blood, the darkness. His father's empire built on suffering. "We build a charity," he said finally. "The Lee Family Foundation. Something legitimate, something that helps people instead of hurting them." Yeon-soo smiled, genuinely proud. "Exactly what I was thinking." Later that evening, Tae-Hyun and Sienna went looking for Sio Yun. They wanted to thank her, wanted to understand why she'd come back after everything. But she was gone, completely vanished. No one knew where she'd gone. No forwarding address, no phone number, nothing. She'd testified and then disappeared like smoke. Yeon-soo found them searching. "She left this, for you." She handed Tae-Hyun a small card. Expensive stationery, elegant handwriting. He opened it, read aloud. "Oppa, I know I said you'd never see me again, but I just had to do this. You spared my life when you didn't have to. Showed me mercy I didn't deserve. Today, I return that kindness. We're even now. Don't look for me. I'm gone. Starting over somewhere far away like you told me to. Live your life. Be happy with her. She's lucky to have you. And you were right. I did need to start over. Thank you for giving me that chance. Sio Yun." Sienna's eyes filled with tears. "She saved you. After everything she did to me, she saved you. She had a debt, and she honored it." Tae-Hyun folded the card carefully. "She's free now, living her own life. That's how it should be. Do you think she's okay?" "I think she's finally at peace, like we are." He pulled Sienna close, her pregnant belly between them. Free, all of them. Finally. 1 week later, Tae-Hyun visited his father in prison. Seoul maximum security facility. Concrete walls, guards everywhere. Cold, harsh, unforgiving. The visiting room was separated by thick glass. Phones on both sides to communicate. Tae-Hyun sat down, waited. Eventually, guards brought Dong-wook in. Prison uniform, shackles, completely broken. They sat across from each other, glass between them, father and son. Long silence. Finally, Dong-wook picked up the phone. Tae-Hyun did the same. You came. Dongwook's voice was barely audible. I did. I didn't expect you to. I didn't expect to. Tae-Hyun's voice was neutral. No anger, no forgiveness, just nothing. But I needed to see you. One last time. To tell me you hate me? No, you already know that. Pause. I came to tell you. I wasn't expecting you to protect me. In court. Dongwook's vacant eyes filled with something, maybe tears. That's what fathers do. I just did it wrong. All your life, everything. I did it all wrong. You destroyed everything I loved. I know. I'm sorry. I thought I was protecting you, making you strong, teaching you to survive our world. His voice broke. But I was really just destroying you. Piece by piece. Tae-Hyun stood to leave, had said what he came to say. Tae-Hyun, wait. He stopped, looked back. Dongwook's voice cracked completely. Be happy, please. Be happy with her, with your son. Don't make my mistakes. Don't let pride and power destroy what matters. Tae-Hyun stared at his father for a long moment, then nodded once. Goodbye, father. Walked away, didn't look back. Dongwook watched him go. His son, lost forever. Then guards took him back to his cell, where he would spend the rest of his life. 7 days later, early morning, Tae-Hyun's phone rang. He was in his penthouse with Sienna, both still asleep, her pregnant belly pressed against his side. He grabbed the phone groggily. Hello? Mr. Lee, this is Warden Kim from Seoul Maximum Security. Tae-Hyun sat up. Yes? I'm calling about your father. I'm very sorry to inform you that Lee Dong-wook took his own life last night. The words didn't register at first. What? He was found hanging in his cell this morning. Guards on rounds discovered him around 3 a.m. He was already deceased. Sienna sat up beside him. Tae-Hyun, what's wrong? He couldn't speak for a moment. Mr. Lee, are you there? How? Bedsheet, tied to the cell bars. Quick, relatively painless. Pause. He left a note. For you. We'll have it delivered. Tae-Hyun hung up, stared at nothing. Sienna touched his arm. Baby, what happened? My father is dead. He killed himself. Her hand flew to her mouth. Oh my God. He left a note. Are you okay? I don't know what I am. The letter arrived that afternoon. Sealed envelope, prison official stamp. Tae-Hyun, Sienna, Yeon-soo, and Ji-woo gathered in the mansion living room. He held the envelope for a long time before opening it. Finally, he tore it open. His father's handwriting, messier than usual, shaky. He read aloud, Tae-Hyun, by the time you read this, I'll be gone. I know what you're thinking, that I took the coward's way out. Maybe I did, but I have my reasons. I have so many enemies. In prison. Outside prison. Men I destroyed over the years. Men who want revenge. They would make me suffer here. Torture me. Eventually kill me. But slowly. Painfully. Using me as an example. I won't give them that privilege. I won't let them have the satisfaction of watching me break further than I already have. Of destroying the Lee name even more than I've already destroyed it. This is my choice. My final choice. The last thing I can control. I protected you in court because that's what I should have done from the beginning. Protected you, loved you, let you live your own life instead of trying to force you into mine. I failed at that. I failed at everything that mattered, but I won't fail at this. I won't let my enemies hurt you through me, won't let them use me as leverage against you. So I'm ending it, on my terms. Be happy, my son. Be the man I could never be. Love your family, protect them. But don't control them like I did. Break the cycle I created. I'm proud of you. I never said it enough when I was alive, but I am. I'm proud of the man you became despite me. Maybe even because you rejected everything I tried to make you. Goodbye. Father. Tae-Hyun finished reading. Set the letter down carefully. His hands weren't quite steady. No one spoke for a long moment. Yeon-soo finally broke the silence. He was never good at being a father, but in the end, he tried. He did. Tae-Hyun agreed quietly. Jiwoo was crying silently. Sienna took Tae-Hyun's hand. What are you feeling? I don't know. I hated him. For everything he did. For destroying us. But... He looked at the letter. He was still my father. You're allowed to grieve. Even for people who hurt you. I don't want to talk about him anymore. Tae-Hyun pulled Sienna close, one hand on her huge, pregnant belly. I want to focus on us. On our future. On our son. Then that's what we'll do. He buried his face in her hair, felt their son kicking against his hand. Life, moving forward, leaving the dead behind. That evening, on the terrace of his penthouse, the same spot where he'd first seen Sienna painting all those months ago, Tae-Hyun made a decision. Sienna was beside him, 6.5 months pregnant now, belly huge under her maternity dress. Seoul skyline glittering below them. He'd been quiet all day, processing his father's death. Finally, he spoke. Marry me. She turned, surprised. What? Marry me. Now, this week. I'm not waiting another second. Tae-Hyun, I've wasted so much time. We've wasted so much time. The threats are gone. The Hwangs are dead. My father is dead. We're free. He took both her hands in his. I want you to be my wife. I want our son to be born into a real family. Not this limbo we've been in. Tears filled her beautiful, almond-shaped eyes. I want nothing more than to marry you. Then say yes. But... She hesitated, her voice breaking. I don't want to do it without my father. His face fell slightly. I know, she continued quickly, tears falling now. I know he's been in a coma for almost 3 months. I know the doctors say his chances decrease every day. I know he might never wake up. Her hand went to her belly. But he's my hero. He took a bullet for us. For our son. He almost died protecting us. Her voice cracked completely. I can't walk down the aisle without him holding my arm. I can't. Tae-Hyun understood. Painful, but he understood. Then we wait. However long it takes. What if he never wakes up? Then we'll figure it out, together. But if there's even a chance he could be there, he cupped her face gently. We owe it to him to wait. She kissed him deeply, desperately. Thank you. Thank you for understanding. I love you. I'll wait forever if that's what you need. They held each other under the stars, her pregnant belly between them, their son moving inside her, hoping, praying that Kwame would wake up. 2 months later, Sienna was 8 months pregnant now. Belly absolutely massive. Baby could come literally any day. She could barely see her feet, could barely walk without waddling, couldn't sleep comfortably, but she'd never been happier. Because today was her wedding day. Lee Family Mansion was transformed into a wedding venue. Traditional Korean outdoor ceremony in the garden. Cherry blossoms in full bloom, petals drifting through the air like snow, red and gold decorations everywhere. Guests arriving in traditional Korean attire. Inside the mansion, in one of the elegant bedrooms, Sienna stood before a full-length mirror. She was stunning, wearing traditional Korean wedding hanbok, modified perfectly for her massive pregnant belly. Deep red and gold silk with intricate embroidery. The skirt flowed around her, accommodating her belly beautifully. Her long black box braids were styled elegantly with traditional Korean hair ornaments, gold pins with delicate decorations, and around her neck, African beaded necklace from her grandmother. Dr. Zainab had given it to her that morning. Blending cultures, Korean and African, perfectly. Park Yeon-soo stood behind her, adjusting the hanbok. You look beautiful, daughter. Sienna's eyes filled with tears. Daughter? You're marrying my son. That makes you my daughter now. Yeon-soo's elegant face softened. And I'm so proud to call you that. Lee Ji-woo was bouncing around excitedly in her own handbook. You're the most beautiful bride ever, even with the huge belly. Everyone laughed. Dr. Zainab was there too, helping quietly, trying to make amends, healing slowly. She approached Sienna, with the small box containing the necklace. This was your grandmother's. She wore it on her wedding day. My mother wore it. I wore it. And now, her voice thick with emotion, I'd like you to wear it. Sienna took it with shaking hands. Beautiful traditional beaded necklace. Colors of Africa. Mom, you're blending two cultures today. Korean and African. This represents your heritage. Your roots. Where you came from. Yeonsu helped fasten it around Sienna's neck. African beads gleaming against Korean silk. Perfect. Sienna looked at herself in the mirror. Pregnant. Beautiful. Wearing two cultures. About to marry the man she loved. I'm ready, she whispered. Outside, the ceremony area was breathtaking. White chairs arranged in rows for guests. Aisle covered in flower petals. Traditional Korean wedding arch decorated with red fabric and gold ornaments. Guests filling seats, both Korean and American. Tae-Hyun's business associates, the legitimate ones. Sienna's family from America, friends from both cultures. At the altar stood Tae-Hyun, devastatingly handsome in traditional Korean groom's hanbok, deep blue and gold silk. His pale porcelain skin glowing in afternoon sun. Sharp, angular jawline, clean-shaven and perfect. Intense, dark, piercing eyes filled with emotion. Straight black hair styled back perfectly. Tall, muscular, 6'1" build, looking powerful in traditional clothes. He looked like a prince, a king. Beside him, his mother, Yeonsu, elegant and proud, and Jiwoo, bouncing with barely contained excitement. Music started. Traditional Korean wedding music. Everyone stood. First came Jiwoo, flower girl. Adorable in her hanbok, throwing flower petals enthusiastically, huge smile making everyone laugh with her energy. She reached the altar, took her place, beaming. Then the music changed. The bride's entrance. All eyes turned to the mansion doors. They opened. And Sienna appeared. 8 months pregnant. A belly absolutely massive and prominent. Stunning in red and gold Korean wedding hanbok. African beaded necklace gleaming. Long black box braids with Korean ornaments. Deep, rich, dark brown skin absolutely glowing. She was a goddess. Breathtaking. Everyone gasped. Tae-Hyun's breath caught. She was the most beautiful thing he'd ever seen. But then, everyone saw who was beside her. And the entire crowd gasped. Standing beside Sienna, holding her arm, dressed in traditional Korean attire that they'd put on him, walking slowly but walking, was Kwame Johnson. He was awake. He was alive. He was here. The crowd erupted in shocked whispers. Oh my God! He woke up! He's walking her! No one had known. Sienna and her family had kept it a complete secret. The ultimate surprise. Kwame, distinguished African man, mid-40s, with deep dark brown skin, warm, intelligent eyes behind glasses now filled with tears, graying hair, strong features, wearing traditional Korean groom's father attire, walks slowly beside his daughter. One hand holding a cane for support, the other hand holding his pregnant daughter's arm. Tears streaming down his face. You ready, sweetheart? He whispered. Sienna was crying too. I've never been more ready for anything in my life. They began walking down the aisle. Flower petals everywhere from Jiwoo's enthusiastic throwing. Every step deliberate, careful. Kwame was still recovering. But he was here, walking his daughter down the aisle, like he was supposed to. Tae-Hyun was crying now, couldn't help it. Kwame woke up. He's here, walking Sienna. Everything is perfect. They reached the altar. The efficient, elderly Korean man in traditional robes smiled warmly. Who gives this woman to be married? Kwame's voice was thick, breaking with emotion. Her mother and I do, with all our love, with all our blessings. He placed Sienna's hand in Tae-Hyun's. Their fingers intertwined. Kwame leaned close to Tae-Hyun, whispered so only he could hear, You take care of my daughter and my grandson. With my life, sir, I promise you. Kwame nodded, satisfied, then went to sit in the front row. Beside Dr. Zainab, she was sobbing, hands over her mouth, tears streaming. Kwame sat beside her. She immediately took his hand, gripped it tight, leaned close, and whispered through tears, "This is what I would have destroyed, because of how selfish I was." Kwame squeezed her hand back. "Sienna is happy now. That's all that matters." She nodded, crying harder. At the altar, the ceremony began. Traditional Korean wedding rituals first. Bowing to each other, sharing ceremonial wine, then Western-style vows. The officiant gestured to Tay Hyun. The groom may speak his vows. Tay Hyun took both of Sienna's hands, looked into her beautiful, almond-shaped dark brown eyes, and spoke from his heart. "Sienna, from the moment I saw you painting on that terrace, I knew my life would never be the same. You were this beautiful, brilliant light in my darkness." His voice was thick with emotion. "You've brought hope into my despair, love into a heart I thought was too broken to feel. You've given me a son, a future, a reason to be better than my father, better than I ever thought I could be." Tears streaming down both their faces now. "I promise to protect you and our child with everything I am, to love you through every storm, to stand beside you through everything life brings. You saved me, Sienna. In every way, a person can be saved. And I will spend the rest of my life showing you what that means to me." Sienna was sobbing now, happy tears. The officiant, the bride may speak her vows. Sienna took a shaky breath, looked at this devastatingly handsome man who'd fought through hell for her. "Tae-Hyun, I was so lost when I came to Seoul. Lost and alone and scared. And then you found me. You saw me. Not just looked at me, but really, truly saw me." Her voice breaking beautifully. "You fought for me. Fought for us. Fought for our son before he was even born. You've faced monsters and destroyed kingdoms and crossed oceans, all for us. I promise to love you with everything I am, to stand beside you through darkness and light, to raise our son knowing how much his father loves him, how much his father sacrificed for him." She squeezed his hands. "You're my home, Tae-Hyun. Wherever you are, that's where I belong." Rings exchanged, traditional Korean ceremony blended with Western tradition. Gold bands slipped on fingers, symbols of forever. The officiant smiled warmly. "By the power vested in me, I now pronounce you husband and wife." Everyone holding their breath. "You may kiss your bride." Tae-Hyun pulled Sienna close, very carefully because of her massive 8-month pregnant belly, cupped her face in both hands, and kissed her deeply, passionate, perfect, full of promise and love and forever. The crowd erupted, cheering, clapping, crying, Kwame openly weeping. Dr. Zainab sobbing beside him, Yeon-soo beaming with pride, Ji-woo jumping up and down, screaming with joy. They were married, finally, after everything. Tae-Hyun broke the kiss, pressed his forehead to Sienna's. "I love you, Mrs. Lee." "I love you too, Mr. Lee." They kissed again. And suddenly, Sienna gasped, grabbed her massive belly with both hands. "Tae-Hyun, what? What's wrong?" She looked down, water pooling at her feet, soaking into the flower petals on the ground. Her eyes went wide. "Oh my God! My water just broke. The baby's coming!" The crowd exploded into chaos. "Oh my God! The baby! Someone call an ambulance. Get her to the hospital." Tae-Hyun didn't hesitate, scooped Sienna up into his arms immediately, still in his wedding handbok. Bride still in her wedding handbok. "I've got you, baby. I've got you." Started running toward the cars, Sienna laughing through contractions. "Our son has perfect timing. Just like his mother." Kwame trying to stand to help. Yeon-soo, "Get the cars, now." Ji-woo screaming, "The baby's coming. My nephew is coming." Complete beautiful chaos. Wedding guests running everywhere. Tae-Hyun carrying his pregnant bride to the car. Both still in full traditional wedding attire. Racing to the hospital to meet their son. Seoul General Hospital. Delivery room. Hours later. Sienna in the hospital bed, still wearing remnants of her wedding makeup, hair ornaments askew in her braids. In active labor, screaming. Tae-Hyun beside her, still in his wedding hanbok, holding her hands so tight. "You can do this, baby! You're so strong. You're almost there." "It hurts," she screamed. "Oh God, it hurts." I know. Just breathe. Don't tell me to breathe." Doctor at the foot of the bed. "One more push, Sienna. I can see his head. One more big push." Outside in the waiting room, Kwame and Dr. Zainab, holding hands, both crying. Yeonsu, pacing elegantly but nervously. Jiwoo, bouncing on her toes. "Come on, nephew. You can do it." Inside the delivery room, "Push," the doctor commanded. Sienna pushed with everything she had, screaming, squeezing Tae-Hyun's hand so hard his bones creaked. And then, a baby's cry. Loud, strong, healthy. "It's a boy!" The doctor lifted the baby, tiny, perfect, screaming his lungs out, covered in vernix and blood and absolutely beautiful. "Oh my God," Sienna sobbed. "Oh my God, is he okay?" "He's perfect," the doctor smiled. 10 fingers, 10 toes, healthy lungs. He's absolutely perfect. They placed the baby on Sienna's chest immediately, skin to skin. She looked down at her son, this tiny, perfect human she and Tae-Hyun created. Pale porcelain skin like his father. Thick black hair. Tiny features that were unmistakably Korean. Inheriting Tae-Hyun's sharp features even in miniature. Screaming with impressive volume. "Hi, baby," she sobbed, touching his tiny face. "Hi, Mommy's here. Mommy's got you." Tae-Hyun was crying, tears streaming down his pale face. Reached out with one shaking hand, touched his son's tiny hand. The baby's fingers wrapped around his finger immediately. Strong grip. Fighter already. "He's perfect," Tae-Hyun choked. Out. "He's absolutely perfect." "What should we name him?" Sienna asked, unable to look away from their son. Tae-Hyun thought, remembered everything they'd been through, all the battles, all the pain, all the love. Lee Jin-ho. What does it mean? Jin means precious, valuable. Ho means brave, heroic. He touched his son's tiny face. Strong and brave. Like his mother. Like his grandfather who took a bullet for him. Sienna kissed the baby's head, tears falling on his tiny face. "Lee Jin-ho, welcome to the world, my love. Welcome to the world." 3 months later, in Tae-Hyun's penthouse in the bedroom, baby Lee Jin-ho slept peacefully in his crib. 3 months old now, chunky, happy, perfect. Pale porcelain skin like his father. Black hair, beautiful Korean features blending the Lee family's sharp, handsome characteristics. Sleeping soundly in his expensive crib, surrounded by toys and love. In the bed across the room, Sienna and Tae-Hyun. Just finished making love. Both sweating, tangled in expensive sheets, completely sated. She was pressed against his chest, and his arms wrapped around her. Her body had mostly recovered from pregnancy, still curvy and beautiful, maybe even more so now. They'd been making love for the first time since the baby was born. And it had been incredible. Tae-Hyun pressed a kiss to her forehead. "Thank you." "For what?" she murmured, tracing patterns on his pale chest. "For making me a father. For bringing out the best in me. For loving me when I didn't deserve it." She looked up at him, her beautiful, almond-shaped, dark brown eyes soft with love. "Thank you for not killing me that night you saw me painting on the terrace." They both laughed, quiet, intimate laughter, remembering that night months ago when everything changed. "I'm glad I didn't kill you," he teased, kissing her nose. "Me too." She traced his sharp jawline with her fingers. "You know what I'd like to do?" "What?" "Go back to that terrace, where we met. But this time, I want to paint you." He smiled, that rare, genuine smile he only gave her. "I'll buy you the entire building instead." She laughed. "You're ridiculous." "I'm in love." He kissed her deeply. Then his lips moved to her neck, her collarbone, her shoulder. "You're still as hot and sexy as ever," he murmured against her skin. "Even more so now. Motherhood looks incredible on you." She shivered, smiled seductively. "You want to go one more round?" His intense dark eyes met hers, heated, hungry. He moved his hand to her neck, not squeezing, just holding possessively. Pulled her close. I'm all in. Kissed her deeply, his other hand sliding down her body. Wah! Baby Jin-ho started crying from his crib. Loud, demanding, immediate. Sienna and Tae-Hyun both froze, broke the kiss, stared at each other, then simultaneously, oh fuck, collapsed back on the bed, laughing, looking at the ceiling, baby still screaming, his lungs out. The mood completely destroyed. Sienna was laughing so hard she was crying. Our son has the worst timing. He gets that from you? Tae-Hyun teased, also laughing. Jin-ho's cries getting louder, more insistent. Tae-Hyun sighed dramatically, looked at the ceiling, then said, with perfect deadpan seriousness, you know what? He'll survive. I survived worse. Sienna burst out laughing, loud, genuine, beautiful laughter. You're terrible. I'm realistic. They both laughed again. Tae-Hyun reached over to the bedside table, flicked off the lamp. The room went dark. They finally got their happy ending. Kwame woke up. He walked Sienna down the aisle. No one saw that coming. And the baby, born right after the wedding, Lee Jin-ho, their perfect, beautiful son. Sio Yun saved Tae-Hyun. The woman who tried to destroy them became their savior. Redemption is real. Dongwook got life in prison, then took his own life. Justice was served. And that ending, Sienna and Tae-Hyun making love, being interrupted by their baby. That's real life. That's perfect. This is the end of their story, a full 10-part epic. Are you crying? Did you love the happy ending? Were you shocked when Kwame walked Sienna down the aisle? What was your favorite part of this entire series? Should I do more epic love stories like this? Smash that like button if you're emotional right now. Hit subscribe if this story touched your heart. Drop a comment telling me, what time is it where you are? How many parts did you watch? Team Sienna and Tae-Hyun forever? Did this ending satisfy you? Thank you so much for going on this incredible journey with Sienna and Tae-Hyun. From Seoul to Maryland and back. From strangers to soulmates. From danger to safety. From broken to whole. This was 10 parts of pure emotion, drama, love, and redemption. If you want more epic love stories with drama, danger, and happily ever afters, subscribe and turn on all notifications. See you in the next story. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Sienna and Tae-Hyun lived happily ever after. Coming up next is one innocent girl, one ruthless Mafia heir, one forbidden desire that will destroy everything she believes in. Can Naima escape before she loses her soul? Or is she already damned? Part 1 drops tomorrow. Subscribe now and turn on notifications so you don't miss the darkest, most addictive story yet.